Alrighty, yo, what is going on, everybody? It's your boy, Mr. DDG94, here back with another reaction video. I am sick as fuck. My head is spinning. Oh my god, I'm trying to push through. I'm probably gonna get y'all 3 videos today, 2 videos tomorrow. Ah man, I'm fucked up, y'all. So y'all just gonna have to get what I can get y'all, man. I'm finna hit this NyQuil. I got NyQuil, Tylenol, and ginger ale. Nigga, I'm finna hit the holy fucking grail, nigga. I'm finna be knocked the fuck out. So shit. So yeah, man. Hey man, I'm gonna give y'all as much content as I can give y'all, man. So I'm fucked up right now. So shit. Without further ado, let's get right into this. For the reactor, WWE in 2024 was, I say it's pretty good. Pretty good. WWE in 2024 was really good. A little bit too predictable, though. That's what I will say. A little too predictable. I wish we could have had a few little swerves here and there, but outside of that, it was pretty good, though. Pretty good. But anyways, though, without further ado, let's get right into it.
It's been quite the year for WWE. Many records broken, box office draws such as The Rock showing up, and we got a great idea of how WWE will operate for the next few years. I don't really watch the weekly shows because they're not that interesting to me, but I always show for the pay-per-view events. Some of you it's probably different, of course. The events are solid to good and always have me looking forward to something, but this video is about the entire year. Let's look back.
I don't watch the weekly shows either, unless I'm like super fucking bored at work. Then I try to like tune in to Raw. Fridays, I get off early, so because I get off early on Fridays, I could catch SmackDown if I want to, but I just choose not to. So I'll be watching the highlights though. I watch the highlights. Thank God that WWE puts full recap highlights of the show up on their channels. So that way I can just watch that and get a gist of what happened on the show. So I'll have to go like too in depth on it, and then if I really want to go in depth on it because I really want to see what happened, then I do that. But yeah, I don't really watch the weekly shows like that either.
Back on it right now. In the beginning of the year, it seemed like Vince McMahon was back and in a more prominent position, but then a huge lawsuit came in and it changed everything. WWE wasn't under his control as much previously without changing a big way after multiple pages described some of the allegations put forward. So he had to resign permanently and he sold his stock. Brock
Yep. Had to get up out of here, boy. Had to send Vince McMahon on his way. Had to send Vince McMahon on his way, man. Had to let Vince McMahon know.
You're fired.
Yeah, had to let that boy know you're fired. Wish you the best on your future endeavors, but you gotta get the fuck up out of here.
You're fired.
That man out here wilding, boy. That boy out here wilding, boy. That boy on some Diddy shit. That man is on some Diddy shit. We can't be having that. No sir. No sir. We can't be having that Diddy shit up in here. Not in WWE.
No, sir. Not me.
Can't have it up in here. Not at all. Not at all.
Police! Police! Help! Police! Help! Police! Help! Help! Police! Help!
Definitely had to make sure that boy got up out of here. And Mr. PP Man too. We can't forget about Mr. PP Man, or Redacted, as a lot of people like to call. A lot of people like to call him Redacted. I call him Mr. PP Man. Since he like the R. Kelly, bitches and shit. Hell no. This nigga like the R. Kelly bitches and shit.
My kids is listening to this, all of this nonsense, and I ain't been able to spend no time with them.
That's stupid. Use your common sense.
That man out here on some R. Kelly shit. He like peeing on bitches and shit.
Brock Lesnar was allegedly named in the lawsuit, and plans for him featuring in the Royal Rumble were scrapped. It was a crazy week because The Rock also took on a high position at TKO as a board of director. This news was big for about a week. As for the product, it was gaining some momentum heading into WrestleMania season. Cody and Punk had a great promo that highlighted just how much Punk's presence changed the WWE. Bayley won the Royal Rumble, which I actually didn't remember until now, and the men's match had two names that were likely to win it all. Those same two names I just mentioned. It was not the best Rumble match, not to mention Punk tore his triceps, but at least we got Andrade out of it. Andrade was back in the Rumble, Naomi returned, as was Jade Cargill in the women's match. It seemed like Roman and Cody were on a collision course even with The Rock's return a couple of weeks earlier. The following week though would change everything when it came to the WrestleMania build. The Rock just came out and took Cody's title shot. He surrendered it like that, and even though it was clear that Cody...
They did a good job fixing this situation. Because I was confused. I was confused just like everybody else. We was all confused. But thank God The Rock is a team player, bruh. Thank God The Rock is a team player, not like Hulk Hogan. Because we could have had a Hulk Hogan situation where this could have fucked up everything. Thank God The Rock is a team player, bruh. Jesus Christ. And they flipped this really well. Because they could have fucked this up completely.
He dropped out of respect to The Rock. He felt a certain way. This picture is The Rock and Cody, basically. Yeah, I got your title shot, smile. He took a shot as if he was the one hustling week in and week out, and this led to one of the most iconic press conferences in wrestling history. The Rock had mega heat from fans all over the world in the lead up to this, so you know he was gonna get a certain reaction when he came out. He had so much heat that they had to acknowledge it, otherwise it would look like a huge circle jerk. Mana, family, tribal chief, nonsense. The press conference was red hot and established The Rock as a heel with all the power in the WWE to do as he saw fit. Tremendous segment with plenty of heat and excitement, the likes we hadn't seen in years. It was not just the segment but everything around it, because we did see great moments, but this was an entire build filled with fire and emotion. The Rock became a bit more corporate and showed just how greedy he became, and it's unfortunately the best role he's played inside and outside the ring in years. I thought Rock outshined Roman Reigns as if he was the champion, but it was a necessary sacrifice to make this one of the biggest WrestleMania main events. The storyline extended to include Seth Rollins, and many non-wrestling fans had a certain interest in watching this unfold. It was huge, and I hope people still understand how big that main event match was. Magic in every sense of the word, with Rock bringing out the very best in Cody Rhodes, who was a man that had his legacy on the line. 1 year removed from the biggest loss of his career, he was going into a battle that was much tougher than WrestleMania in Los Angeles. A champion that had his number and a final boss standing in the way. I'm smiling now thinking about this build because it was incredible. The WrestleMania build in general wasn't that good, but this title match was special. I had a lot of love for this story and hope it gets talked about in the future the way it deserves to be, which it probably will. The WrestleMania build wasn't much. It wasn't as bad as 31's build, but it didn't feel huge until the show happened. Other than that, WrestleMania 40 was a huge success. Rhea Ripley's stock heading into it was huge, and I remember seeing that press conference in her match at Elimination Chamber in Australia and thinking, damn, she's over, she's popular. She was reaching heights that were almost, keyword almost, because someone's gonna be like, what about insert name, that were almost unprecedented in the women's division. Looking back, this was when the LWO still existed. I think they still exist now, but I'm sure no one really cares. And anytime down were actually winning matches, even won the tag team titles, and I felt like the show WrestleMania sold itself. It wasn't the best build. The event as a whole was good. It was one of the last things Becky Lynch did in a actually it wasn't. This is the
Bruh, like, I'll say this about this year's about WrestleMania 40. The build wasn't great, but the matches was on point. Everybody did their job. That's the best thing you could say. Everybody did their job except Jimmy and Jay. Jimmy and Jay was the biggest fucking letdown out of all the matches we had here. Jimmy and Jay was the biggest fucking letdown. Cause then we had like a Bobby Lashley versus Karrion Kross, and then nobody cared about that feud, but the match was good. Nobody cared about that feud, but the match was actually good. Then we got to Jimmy and Jay, a feud that we actually cared about. These niggas just spam super kicks the whole time, bro. Come on, dog. Come on, man. Ain't nobody want to see that shit.
Come on now, dog. Come on, man.
I'm just saying though, man. Hot garbage, hot doo-doo juice, man.
Hear me and hear me good, nigga. I'm here to double down. That shit is a 2-pack of ass. The fuck are you talking about? That shit stinks.
Oh my God, bruh. That shit was terrible, bro. These niggas spam super kicks for 10 minutes straight. Jesus Christ.
Problem, my memory's a little blurry. This wasn't actually one of the last things Becky did, but it was one of the last notable things she did in a WWE ring as she took the L against Rhea Ripley. Bayley's redemption finally had a conclusion in a solid match with Io Sky. The Usos' match was one of the most boring matches from the pay-per-views this year. They were capable of way more, not to mention they were brothers. Twin brothers. They knew everything about each other, yet it turned out to be a snooze fest. Zayn and Gunther was such a great match that almost gets overshadowed by everything else. I do think we need to talk about it more, especially because of the story, and night one's main event was ridiculous. Rock was doing the most here, making it seem like the spectacle of all spectacles, and I will say, I like the match though. It makes the Bloodline seem untouchable and the favorites heading into night 2 because it was going to be Bloodline rules. Night 2 had more to it with the World Championship. It was a quick sprint between Drew and Rollins, and also highlighted just how much CM Punk didn't like them on commentary. Drew was happy to see Punk being sidelined and paid the price here with a 5-minute title reign. Damian Priest cashed in and already made this a memorable moment for that night's WrestleMania. IShow Speed interfered in the US title match and took a rough looking RKO from Orton. In the moment he unmasked, the guy looked so out of place there. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing here? And the main event was one for the ages in a modern class.
I forgot Speed got RKO.
Cody Rhodes' career. He's back under the brightest lights against the champion of 4 years, Roman Reigns. I think their match at WrestleMania 39 for their action might have been better, but I'm never choosing that one over this one. Hell no. Under no circumstances are we gonna choose WrestleMania 39 over WrestleMania 40. It's just not gonna happen. It had too many memorable moments and the best version of Roman Reigns, who worked very hard to make Cody the star on this night. I thought I was watching 2021 Roman with this one. Interferences.
Roman was him in this fucking match. And this match right here, Roman was fucking him. He was talking big shit. Nigga was just talking big shit. He was like, I remember he used Cody Rhodes' finisher. He did the crossroads and tried to pin Cody. And then Cody kicked out. He was like, of course that move didn't work. I don't even know why I used that. It sucks. I was like, yo, Roman is him, bruh. Roman is him, bruh. Oh my God, bruh. Hey, Roman was fucking him, bruh, during this entire match, bruh.
His returns, John Cena looked like his stats got nerfed, Rock got a chokeslam by The Undertaker, and Cody finished his story. I don't care if Cody ripped that title and surrendered it the next night, this match and the lead up to it will always be worth it. It was always going to be tough to follow WrestleMania, especially this WrestleMania, but they teased Rock and Cody, which does look likely, although who knows. The Bloodline story took a turn with Solo Sikoa taking leadership of the group and bringing in Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and eventually Jacob Fatu. When it comes to this story, it brought more of that partnership between Owens and Orton, and also an obvious continuation of the Bloodline. Roman was always going to turn face, but this accelerated that. Rhea Ripley ended her year-long title reign due to injury, and it would quickly go to Becky Lynch. It's always unfortunate when someone loses their title to injury, but Rhea's is amongst some of the worst because even though the title reign wasn't amazing, she had grown so much in her role and was on fire around WrestleMania time. Plus, it's a long title reign. Cody Rhodes and AJ Styles had a feud that featured some very great matches. Styles really stepped it up near the end of last year, and he deserves.
Where the fuck is AJ Styles right now? We need AJ Styles back. Why is AJ Styles always on the shelf? We got CM Punk in here. We got Drew McIntyre in here. We got so many dream matches we can pull off with AJ Styles. We got so many people AJ Styles could work with right now. I don't know why we just sitting here, bro. AJ Styles needs to be working right now, bro. I don't know why why we keep putting him on the shelf. We keep bringing him out, then we put him on the shelf. Then we bring him out, then we put him on the shelf. Then we bring him out, then we put him on the shelf. Come on, bro. We need to stop this, bro. Y'all doing this a little too much. We got too much potential matches out here. AJ Styles sitting on the shelf, bro. Come on now.
To be featured at the forefront again. So that's what they did. In front of one of the greatest crowds in wrestling history, they put on one of the best WWE matches in the entire year at Backlash.
Facts.
Wonderful stuff. King and Queen of the Ring featured some important moments that would greatly affect the entire year. Liv Morgan won the Women's World Championship. Becky's reign was just transitional in a way to establish Morgan. She was leaning towards a heel turn after becoming bitter, and it would show more when she went after Rhea's boyfriend, Dirty Dom. Gunther and Nia Jax won the tournament to get a title shot at SummerSlam.
And then they ruined Nia. They ruined her so fucking bad. It's so bad now. We just want Tiffany to just cash in at this point, bro. Just let her cash in at this point, bro. Cause they've mishandled Nia so fucking bad. She should have. How you gonna make her queen of the ring and then not let her beat Liv at Crown Jewel? How the fuck you not gonna let her do that? Nia is supposed to be dominant. You're supposed to build her up to be dominant. You're supposed to build her up like you're building up Gunther. You're supposed to make her just super fucking dominant against every fucking opponent. No matter what. I don't know why they did that to Nia. They ruined everything about her. Her mystique is gone. The aura is gone. It's like, yo, just cash in already. Stop fucking teasing us, bro. We don't care no more. Y'all could have been cashed this shit in right now. Yeah, we could have just had Tiffany versus Nia up until the Royal Rumble. Then we get the Royal Rumble winner, and then we see who gonna face Tiffany. Like, damn, bruh. We done with it at this point. We done with it. Y'all ruined Nia, bro, for real. You started off so good, then you ruined her.
Gunther's match was great with Orton, who was a little uneasy because of gaining 10 pounds from eating Nutella. He was crazy for that one. But it was a nice precursor to their eventual match at Bash in Berlin. The main event with Cody Rhodes facing Logan Paul was great, but nobody bought into the threat of Paul. It was more about watching a good match, and it was just that. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's feud was intensifying. Punk was always one step ahead of Drew, and he was becoming more and more upset. At the same time, McIntyre wanted back the title he barely held, and he got the chance in his home country of Scotland. This match was great and gave us Drew as a face for one night only, and it of course tied into the CM Punk story, so it cost him the title, and to make matters worse, wore a Celtics jersey in front of the Rangers fans. Obviously, it's Glasgow, but some people aren't gonna like that. On Raw, Chad Gable grew bitter over his losses against Sami Zayn and turned heel, but not everyone was on board with him though. His guys weren't really behind him, so he opted to replace them with the Creed brothers and Ivy Nile. To this day, his push hasn't materialized to what it could be.
They should have just gave him the IC title. All he needed was the IC title. That Wyatt 6 feud, that was so... They stretched that out a little too far, bro. Another thing too, the Wyatt 6 aura, dead. The aura is dead at this point. I already said they got something. They have a story sitting right there in their face for the Wyatt 6. Braun fucking Strowman is just sitting there doing absolutely nothing right now. What, he just going up against Carmelo Hayes every now and again? No, you have Braun Strowman, a original member of the Wyatt family. You could easily build a story up with that. Have him try to recruit him and make him embrace his Wyatt side, and then let him be like, nah, I don't do that no more. I don't do that no more. I love Bray Wyatt. I miss Bray Wyatt every day. I cry. I mourn for my brother, my Wyatt brother. But I'm not going back to that. I've changed. I'm a better man now. And they're gonna be like, nah, nigga. Embrace what you really are. You a Wyatt, boy. You a Wyatt family, boy. Join us, Braun. Join us, Braun. Be a part of the family that always accepted you first. You got a story sitting right there, and it's like y'all stretch it out with Chad Gable. Chad Gable should be Intercontinental Champion, bro. He should be going toe-to-toe, blow for blow with Braun right now. Him and Braun Breaker should be putting on 5-star matches right now. And you don't have to make them a heel or a face. Just let them tear the fucking house down. Because they can do some shit. It's time to put the Intercontinental Championship around this man's waist. If not that, you could have put him up against LA Knight. It would be good to see him go up against LA Knight. I feel like they would tear the house down too. 5-star matches. Chad has been out here putting on bangers. And we just sitting up here putting him in fucking feuds, stretching out bullshit feuds with the Wyatt family. We didn't even finish up the fucking Otis story. We just said fuck that and went to the Wyatt family shit. We didn't even really finish up the Otis story. We didn't really even let him and Otis have they conclusion. Like, bro, like, fuck out of here. Y'all ruining him too, bro. It's like, y'all got so much good talent, but y'all fucking it up, man. It's so simple. The shit is so simple. It writes itself. How hard can it be to just get these guys in the right fucking position at the right fucking time? I understand we got to push some young guys up every now and again, but dog, Chad Gable has been sitting there waiting, plotting, scheming, and we still not putting him up, and we still haven't put a title around his waist. We put the tag team titles around his waist. Fuck the tag team titles. We want to see singles, because him with a championship, him with a championship as the leader of a group right now, it would make him strong. And you can build that group up as well. Come on, dog. Y'all not seeing the vision, bro. It's time to build Chad Gable up and let him be that dude. For real.
I think he could have been Intercontinental Champion at the time, but it is what it is. He was used for another important reason though, the Wyatt Six. They had been teased for months, and upon their arrival casted terror into Gable's new faction. The team shines in 6-man tag team matches, that's their strength, and it seems like WWE...
Their aura is dead to me. Me personally, I feel like the Wyatt Six aura is dead. Don't get me wrong, this has been a great feud between them and Karrion Kross and them. This has been a great feud, but it's been a great feud. I love where it's going, but I feel like they should have pulled the trigger on the Braun Strowman thing, and they should have really been trying to go after the Judgment Day. But now the Judgment Day looking like it's finna break up completely because it looked like Finn finna break away from it. So now you missed the opportunity with the Judgment Day. They had a perfect opportunity with the Judgment Day. Think about it. Liv is the champion. You got Raquel in there as well. You could make use of JD and Carlito. You know, you still got Dom as the chicken shit heel. And then you have Finn turn back into the demon to face these guys. Like, yo, shit just writes itself, bro. It's like, we don't have to stretch these feuds out, bro. About 2 good matches and that's it. 2 good matches and that's it, bro. Move on. These are stable versus stable matches. They shouldn't last. They shouldn't be stretched out for 3 to 6 months, bro. I'm just saying.
WWE knows that as well, because that's what they've been doing recently. The I Quit match was the biggest highlight from Clash at the Castle. AJ Styles was trying to bring out the worst in Cody Rhodes and it seemed to work. Money in the Bank was a precursor to SummerSlam as it saw many stories intensify. Drew winning the briefcase, I don't remember.
That was a waste.
Sponsor, but he held it for 2 hours before failing to win his cash-in match at CM Punk.
That was a waste.
This tied into the round story as well, with Seth being pissed off that CM Punk would get involved in his match. Those two were set to feud for WrestleMania 40, but it ended up being scrapped, so they were going to continue it here. Tiffany Stratton won the Women's Money in the Bank match, and it was a great match. Just want to mention, that was the best Women's Money in the Bank match of all time. But the biggest story from the night was John Cena's surprise return. He announced 2025 was going to be the year he retires, and said that the last time is now. It came from out of nowhere and left a lot of people stunned. Personally, I think it's nice that he closes his career like this. He doesn't need to do the part-timer thing, you know, like, he could just close it like...
Please! Now! Bum, 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 bum.
My goat!
like that and do what he needs to do later on. Hopefully it's good. Solo Sikoa pinned Cody Rhodes in the 6-man tag team main event to set up a title match for SummerSlam. His guys took out Jimmy Uso, Paul Heyman, and were starting to consider Solo to be the new tribal chief. All they needed was the WWE Championship. SummerSlam was hyped up a lot and had some of that hype justified with the return of Rhea Ripley. She was back for her title and her boyfriend. Solo was zeroing in on the WWE Championship. Gunther was going to have his first title challenge against Damian Priest, and CM Punk finally returned to the ring. Yeah, CM Punk and Drew was nice, but this was like the surprise. This was a bigger surprise to me. His title reign didn't seem all of that, and at times felt a bit transitional, but around SummerSlam, he started to feel a man that was trying his best to prove he belongs in there with the best talent. Gunther almost felt like the title was destined for him and was more interested in poking fun at Priest's upbringing and struggles. But SummerSlam also shaped up the future of the mid-card titles. Braun Breaker destroyed Sami Zayn to win the Intercontinental Championship, and LA Knight had one of his best performances in WWE against Logan Paul. If I recall, that was my match of the night, which is insane because the other matches on here. But SummerSlam did a lot for all the singles titles. Liv Morgan was officially established as a major heel by taking Dominic and adding insult to injury to Rhea Ripley. Finn Balor turned on Priest after weeks of teases to cost him the title, and the main event wasn't a favorite of mine. I didn't like it that much, but it led to the return of Roman Reigns, who was officially a face after turning on Solo Sikoa, who's claiming to be the new tribal chief. This would
He's not a face. I'm tired of y'all saying this man is a face. He's not a fucking face, man. This man has never been a fucking face. He still treat people like shit. He's still doing heel tactics. Y'all keep calling this man a face. He's not a face, bruh. He's just being Roman Reigns, but without the arrogance right now. Trust me, it's gonna come back. Stop saying this man is a face. He's not a face, man.
would become the biggest story on SmackDown, even over the WWE Championship, which saw Cody Rhodes feud for a short time with Kevin Owens. This would soon develop to become much more intense and driven by Owens' contempt for anything that has to do with the bloodline and of course hypocrisy. He feels as if Cody shouldn't be teaming with someone who terrorized the WWE like Roman Reigns, but also had a lot of bitterness over the fact that he wasn't champion. That's still ongoing. Rhea and Priest started to overpower their former partners in the Judgment Day like crazy, and they felt like they were levels above. The feud
and that's why this should be over with. Nobody want to see this no more. We see Rhea and Damian beat the shit out of the Judgment Day. We've seen both of them beat the shit out of the Judgment Day. This feud should be over. Finn versus Damian should be over. We've established it, bruh. Let it go, man. We ready for something else. We done with these feuds, man.
For the love of God! For the love of God! Please! Damn! What more do you want from me? Damn!
Like, we done with these feuds, bro. Just end these shits, bro. Damian and Finn should have been ended. Rhea lived. God damn, it's over, bro. Let this shit die, bro. We need somebody else. We could build up Io Sky right now. We could get Bianca back up in. We tease Bianca and Liv. Okay, you can't just keep letting Liv face the same fucking person over and over again and say, oh, she's been dominant this year. No, she hasn't been dominant this year. She keeps facing the same fucking person. If she would have beat Rhea, then would have beat Io Sky, then would have beat Bianca, then would have beat Jade, then would have beat a couple other women, then you can say she's been dominant. You cannot say she's dominant off of one fucking person. It's repetitive, bro. This is ruining this title right now, bro. Her reign is really tainted right now because she's only been facing one fucking person. We are tired of it. We want to see Liv go up against other people, bruh. For fuck's sake.
Between Rhea and Liv started off hot and exciting, but it started to fizzle out and become dry by the time Raquel Rodriguez came in and sided with Liv. By then, it felt like this feud had gone on for far too long. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre didn't have that kind of problem as they became stronger rivals of each other. Punk didn't like how Drew took a personal bracelet belonging to him, laying him out in his hometown of Chicago, and their strap match did nothing to settle the score, so Hell in a Cell was necessary. This was a classic and one of the best matches in both men's careers. It was a welcoming change from the previous Cell matches, as this one emphasized violence and hatred above anything, and in turn, the wrestlers got to reap the benefits and spill blood on the canvas. Drew played his role perfectly here as a devil. In that moment, he's begging for mercy with the blood on his face highlighted how manipulative and evil he was. It was a great way to close the feud. I'm glad that Rollins' involvement in it was limited because Drew and Punk had their own story. Gunther's title reign had a great start with him facing Randy Orton in Berlin, and this was a very slow and different kind of match. I didn't like it as much as others, but they sold it well as a rough and grueling fight that was going to take away a lot from both men. The bloodline started to overpower Roman and Cody, forcing them to coexist, and Rock for some reason returned for 2 minutes before disappearing. He even had that damn belt.
And we still haven't gotten the answer to this shit yet. We still have not gotten the answer to this shit yet. If y'all are starting to build up Rock versus Roman for WrestleMania, I hope y'all do it at the fucking Netflix Raw. The Netflix Raw, it needs to start here. Cause bro, what the fuck? He popped out and we haven't seen him since. This nigga popped out, but we haven't seen him since. Where the fuck have you been at? Bruh, what was the purpose of this?
With them, but then again, why wouldn't you have that belt? If it's from the Ali family, I would hold that thing everywhere, bro. I don't care. I'm holding it to the DMV. I'm holding it in the airplane. I don't give a damn. This was a nothing return, but just a reminder to either Cody or Roman, maybe even both, that the final boss is watching. Bronson Reed had a huge push that saw him feud with Seth Rollins and Braun Strowman. For Strowman, it was some of the best stuff he's done in a while. Big men fighting at their very best is always something special, and it was a short feud, but it was very intense and very fast-paced, and it was great. One thing I didn't mention much in this video is the tag team division. The men and women tag division are mostly uninspired throughout the years, especially the men's side. If Finn Balor and JD McDonough are holding the Raw titles down, you wouldn't know. The SmackDown titles have much fresher talent nowadays with the likes of the Motor City Machine Guns and DI.
And they won't put the titles on the fucking Street Profits. And everybody wants the Street Profits to hold the titles because the Street Profits have been putting on 5-star bangers. Come on, bro. What are we doing, bro? What are we doing? What are we doing?
What more do you want from me?
Oh my God, bro. All they had to do was just put the titles on the Street Profits, bro. These boys been out here putting on 5-star matches with damn near everybody at this point. From the goddamn Bloodline to DIY to fucking I forgot who else they faced. They faced somebody else, but they've been putting on 5-star matches for a hot minute now on SmackDown. They've been tearing up SmackDown and they still have not held the titles, bro. What the fuck is going on here?
DIY challenging for them. I also want to say it's so strange to see MCMG in WWE. Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley in the WWE ring sounded so unimaginable, especially because they've gotten older, but anything can happen. The women's tag titles are always forgettable for some reason. Bianca and Jade have been holding them for a bit now, but I don't even remember much.
My black sisters. My black sisters. You gotta support my black sisters. My black sisters. We gonna always support my black sisters over here.
Black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. I said black queens forever, snow bunnies never. Gotta know exactly who you are. Lord have mercy. We must stay focused, brothers. We must stay focused.
We must stay focused, brothers. My brothers and sisters. Yeah.
From their runs. The SmackDown Women's division obviously had its fair share of problems throughout the year as well. Bayley was the champion in her run. It was nothing though. It was very forgettable. I don't remember much from it. Nia Jax.
She was a transitional champion. Nia Jax had the perfect fucking run that you could have gave her, bro. She had the perfect fucking run. And they ruined it when they did this match against her and Liv. All her aura is gone. She's no longer dominant. She looks stupid now. The fucking goddamn War Game Survivor Series, that didn't help her character either. Like, yo, she is the women's champion. She's supposed to be the most dominant figure in the fucking company, bro. Y'all had her beat up Jade. Y'all had her beat up Bianca. Y'all had her beat up damn near everybody to become queen of the ring. Y'all had her fucking out here annihilating motherfuckers, bro. I'm talking about girls trying to do power bomb. She said, "Fuck that shit, bitch." Sat on that bitch fucking chest and said, 1, 2, 3, done. And we ruined her, all everything, the mystique, the aura, everything ruined. She was perfect, bro. She was perfect. Her shit was perfect, bro. She dominated everybody. She did everything the right way. She faced hella competitors, and we ruined it by letting Liv beat her. Liv, who has done absolutely nothing this year, but beat up Rhea multiple times due to shenanigans. Meanwhile, Nia's out here actually beating her opponents, but we don't let her win at Crown Jewel. Make it make sense, bro. Make it make sense.
X is champion now, which was bound to happen, especially because of how Bayley's reign was. I thought she was one of the most improved wrestlers of the entire year. Justifiably, by the way. I do think she deserves that moniker because she actually is. She's really changed it around, and again, she's not the best wrestler on the roster, but she's much, much better than she was previously. But the SmackDown Women's division isn't much to talk about because at the end of the day, they're relying a lot on the Tiffany Stratton story to bring interest into, and that story is still building. You know, they're trying to build her as a face, which is something I couldn't even imagine a year earlier because of how—
there's nothing left to build. Just pull the fucking trigger at this point.
she is, but they're trying to build her as a face. Then you have the women's mid-card titles as well, something that's very, very different, something new. Chelsea Green won the Women's United States Championship, so there's that. She's done some great.
Too predictable. This was too predictable, but this is who y'all wanted, so y'all was booing the shit out the other girl, because every time she got a pin, boo, and she was the face. Chelsea is the heel. Y'all said fuck that. Chelsea for the win. Gave y'all fan service, so hopefully y'all happy with this. Don't get me wrong, she's been doing great, but I would have preferred she be on some heel shit, like some super sadistic heel shit, and win it that way. So that way, when you do put the title on her, she goes on a long, lengthy run with it. Because you have to establish this title now. You have to establish this title now with her. You have to establish it now. Yeah, the fanfare is there, but that shit can die. We know how fanfare works in WWE. That shit could easily die. So we just introduced a new title, which I still don't agree with. We could have brought back the European title, the light heavyweight title. We could have brought back the hardcore title. We could have brought back so many other different titles and used that. We could have brought back the Divas title and made that a mid-card title. Like, come on, bro. We had so many opportunities. But if this is the title that you have to build up as the worker title, you have to build it up correctly. You can't just play hot potato with this. If you're going to put this on Chelsea Green, she has to go on a lengthy run with it to establish it. So that way, when somebody does come up and they are being built up on some LA Knight shit and they coming for her title, we build that up perfectly. We put it at the right pay-per-view. We let them go over and let them take over the title. And now this title has gained some prestige because now we're putting it on people that can really carry it and move it forward. You have to, or this title could easily die. So I'm really looking. WWE gotta knock this out the park, bro. For real.
Work recently has become one of the most over women's wrestlers on SmackDown. The crowd went insane for her. She had some of the very best reactions of the entire show at Saturday night's main event, so it goes to show you that people were happy to see her as champion. As to the Women's Intercontinental Championship, only time will tell how things go. The mid-card titles are in much better positions. Braun is a great champion already and has the if factor, plenty of intensity, and looks like a pure fighter when he's in there. It's good that he's paired with Ludwig Kaiser and Sheamus recently. Kaiser started to quickly become comfortable in his position as a single star. He's been showing a lot more as a silently sadistic type where he doesn't show that kind of brutality all the time, but is always capable of bringing it out. LA Knight's US title is seen as a golden prize amongst Andrade and Carmelo Hayes. This has led to a lot of great matches between both men and in some ways made the title seem more valuable. Neither won the belt though, as Shinsuke Nakamura, who is reborn and dons a darker version of his character, is the champion. It feels like one way or another Shinsuke wins the title, and I don't even think it's factual, but to me it seems like he's holding a belt throughout the years. Now obviously the year had its fair share of problems. For one, Raw you'll see good wrestling, and I think it's better than SmackDown. With SmackDown, a lot of the mid-carders don't seem like anything. Like, I don't really care much for him. LA Knight's probably the only one like I really care about, and that's a problem. Final Testament's kind of been doing things. I think they've actually gotten better recently. I didn't care about their feuds earlier this year. Now with the Miz aligned with them, it's a weird dynamic, but it's kind of interesting. It works much better than it did earlier in the year, that's one thing for sure. Lashley's departure from WWE was kind of unfortunate. I do think he could have been a formidable world championship opponent, but they didn't see it that way. And I always thought it was strange ever since Triple H took control that Lashley's booking went downhill. It took a steep fall. I don't think we're gonna remember these Crown Jewel championships, that's one thing for sure. Survivor Series brought us one of the better War Games matches from the modern era. This was a wonderful story with Roman Reigns and CM Punk being the center of it. They had plenty of tension.
And I hope we stop the War Games next year, because you see, I've already said this in one of the previous videos, but the War Games is too fucking dangerous, bro. We got two superstars already out. Jimmy Uso out. Bronson Reed out. Can we please go back to the traditional five 5-on-5 elimination tag team matches. They're safer. We don't need 400-pound men jumping off the top of cages, breaking their goddamn foot. We don't need Jimmy Uso, who's injury prone, jumping off the top of cages, breaking his goddamn toe. Okay? Can we please get back to the original Survivor Series? Because maybe going back to that is more safer to build storylines going into the Royal Rumble. The Royal Rumble is up next. How do we already got 2 major players out the loop right now? Come on, man. Stop this war game shit, bro. We need to put a pause on war games, bro. We don't have to do war games every year, making these unnecessary ass feuds every fucking year. Come on, bro. A traditional 5v5 elimination tag team match will justify. We don't need to go extreme with it and bring out all the weapons and shit. We don't have to do that all the fucking time.
In between each other that Paul Heyman had to minimize because of the ongoing problems with the bloodline. This was a great story, and it seems to serve as a precursor to what would eventually be a Roman Reigns and CM Punk feud. Only time will tell when that feud goes down, but it's very interesting to me, especially because Paul Heyman promised CM Punk a favor. No one really knows what that favor is. That was wonderful. Other than that, that match was great. I liked how Solo didn't want to bow or give up. He obviously knew Roman was going to destroy him, but he didn't want to surrender. He wanted to go out his way because at the end of the day, being the tribal chief is worth more than anything out there, and his portrayal in that match really showed that. It was one of the best things Solo did in the entire year. Just that moment there, he's like, I'm the tribal chief. I love that moment. It kind of sold the importance of the Ula Fala and the tribal chief role for Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa. It really sold it well there. As the year comes to a close, it looks as if Cody Rhodes and KO's feud's gonna continue. Roman Reigns and perhaps Jacob Fatu, or maybe even Drew McIntyre with the story they're telling of him going after the bloodline. Only time will tell, but hopefully the move to Netflix really changes things. We need a fresh approach, because WWE's problem to me is that they always play it safe. They're always scared. They like building these long-term stories when obviously long-term stuff is good. We need some flash. We need something that goes in and out quickly, like 1, 2, 3. And this is one thing they have to do. I personally believe they have to do this because the long-term title reigns, the long-term stories are all predictable. We all know how they go. You know what it builds to. Some stories do not need long-term. Rhea Ripley versus Liv Morgan does not need to be a long-term story.
We should have stopped this. We should have stopped this in August, September. We should have stopped this feud in September. Damian versus Finn should have stopped in September. Bad Blood is where we stop it at. We're good on that. We finished that up. A lot of these feuds don't need continuations. Okay? Do it just like you did CM Punk versus Drew. You give it 2 matches, we get to the conclusion. Boom, bam, boom, we're done. We're moving on. CM Punk is moving on to greater pastures. Drew McIntyre is going has a fucking hit list. And he going after everybody who's on this fucking hit list. So let's move on, please.
Especially because of how it is. CM Punk and Seth Rollins, I understand that. That's clear as day. But this feud does not need to be long-term. That's one problem I hope WWE addresses, is the fact that we don't have much of the element of surprise, which is something that really helps in professional wrestling. They really need. I really hope to see in the future. Other than that, there was a lot of positives from here. There was a lot of highs. CM Punk and Drew McIntyre's feud was wonderful. Cody Rhodes' rise to the top was great. There was a lot of good with this year. It's just, once again, WWE's formula right now is to play it safe and have long title reigns and long-term stories when they don't need to do all of that at once.
I think long-term title reigns exist only for certain superstars, especially if you're trying to tell certain stories with those superstars. And also, if you got a new belt, or if you got a belt and you rebranding it and you trying to redefine it to give it new prestige, then yeah, you got to put these belts and other titles on people for long periods of time to build them up. Like doing what they did with the Intercontinental Championship with Gunther last year, for last year going into this year. Yeah, that was necessary. It was necessary for Gunther to be one of the longest Intercontinental champions. That was needed. You know what I'm saying? I wish they would have kind of did the same thing with LA Knight. Kept the title on him longer than usual. You know what I'm saying? Because there's so many other potential feuds out there. They just got to get the guys to come over. Like Chad Gable versus... You can't tell me that Chad Gable versus LA Knight is not a bang. Would not be a banger. That would definitely be a banger.
once. You could do a part of that, but you don't need to do it all the time. That's what I hope is implemented in the future. This is the thing about them. They do these long-term stories. A lot of them are disappointing, but because of good moments in it, it's like, see, the moment's worth it. When it's not actually. Cody finishing his story, that's worth the story. Other than that, yeah, the year's pay-per-views is fun. I hope the move to Netflix changes things for WWE. John Cena's gonna be coming around, a lot of star power. The only time will tell how things go. Now, what's match of the year? Personal preference. This is the thing, personal preference. I'm going with Cody Rhodes versus Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 40. Second match, easily CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre, Hell in a Cell. Easy. They were the best at what they were supposed to be. That was the best at being a WrestleMania main event. That was the best at being a finale and a brutal, violent ending to the feud. Those were two great stuff.
I ain't mad at it. I don't really fuck with CM Punk, but I ain't mad at it though. They CM Punk and Drew did their thing. I ain't gonna lie, CM Punk and Drew did their thing. They told the story correctly.
Alright, what do you guys think of WWE in 2024? Please comment down below. That's the first video. Make sure you hit the spear on the like button and perhaps the crossroads and the subscribe.
Alrighty, man. That's just gonna about do it for this one. I went on a rant for like 45 minutes. I went on a rant for 45 minutes, man. Hey, look, man. In 2025, WWE can do a lot better. There's a lot of progress that they can make. Me personally, I feel like if they just utilize certain superstars that aren't being utilized, you got storylines that write them fucking selves. Like I said, the Wyatt Six and Braun Strowman, that story writes itself. AJ Styles versus fucking CM Punk. AJ Styles versus Drew Holiday. I should say Drew Holiday. Fuck. Oh Lord. Wrong sport, bro. Wrong sport. Drew McIntyre. AJ Styles has been on the shelf for how long? I don't know why. They keep taking them on. They keep putting them out on. They keep putting them on the board. Then they take them. Then they put them on the shelf. I don't understand why. We have to eliminate War Games. We have to eliminate War Games for next year's Survivor Series. Next year's Survivor Series, let's just go back to the traditional Survivor Series. WrestleMania, me personally, I would prefer Rock and Roman. I don't want to see Roman versus Cody Part 3. We don't need that yet. Let's give that a 2-year. Let's get that a 2-year break. Okay, let's skirt on that right now. Okay, I think Cody. I think we need to move Cody away from the bloodline. I think Randy versus Cody will be a little bit better, in my personal opinion. I think Randy versus Cody will tell a better story than us going right back into the bloodline feud again after we did this for 2 years straight. Let's put the brakes on that for right now. Let's say that for like WrestleMania 43. Yeah, let's say that for WrestleMania 43. WrestleMania 43 Part 3. Cody versus the Blood. I'm sick as fuck. Liv needs more competition than Rhea. Hopefully we end this off with Rhea, so that way we can go into Bianca, we can go into Jade, we can go into Io Sky, we can do more with certain wrestlers. Rhea Ripley needs to go somewhere else. Okay, we could put Rhea in the mid card for a little bit. Because if we really gonna put all the chips in on Liv instead of fucking Nia, then let's go all in. Let's put her up against Bianca and have her beat Bianca. Let's build her as a credible champion. So that way when we get to WrestleMania, whoever faces her at WrestleMania, it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth the payoff. Because Liv has been champion for pretty much damn near the whole year. So if we gonna go all in with Liv instead of Nia, then let's do that. And Tiffany, we need to get that cash in done immediately. We could have did that tonight. Okay, because we done with it, man. Y'all ruined Nia. It's time to move on. Y'all teasing us with this fucking cash in, bro. We not finna keep going for these fucking teasers, bro. Just do it or you not, bro. Triple H, stop it. What else? I think the tag team division for the men's on the Raw side, yeah, that needs some work. That needs some work for sure. What else? I don't know what they're gonna do with John Cena this year, but I don't really know about Gunther versus Cena. I don't really like that. Because I would hate for them to bring Super Cena back against Gunther. I don't want to see Super Cena versus Gunther, bro. I'm sorry, bro. As much as that's my GOAT.
You're done. You're washed. It's over.
I'm sorry. That's my GOAT. John Cena is my GOAT, but gotta put the fries in the bag, bro. Time to put the fries in the bag, bro. I'm sorry. I don't want to see Super Cena go over Gunther. I feel like that's more like a elimination chamber match, Royal Rumble match, SummerSlam match, WrestleMania. Let's pump the brakes on that. let's have Cena go up against Braun. Let's have Cena go up against Braun Breaker. Because the Intercontinental Championship is the only title he's never had. So because the Intercontinental title is the only title that John Cena has never had, I would love to see him and Braun Breaker go at it at WrestleMania. That's a great WrestleMania match right there. I don't know if you want to put Cena over Braun Breaker, but you can do it. You can get away with it though. You can get away with that at WrestleMania because technically that's the only title Cena's never had. So I would say go for that. And then we can wait till fucking SummerSlam to do the Gunther match. Because I feel like, or Money in the Bank. Preferably Money in the Bank. I prefer him to go up against Gunther at Money in the Bank and then get his ass whooped there. Me personally. What else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. But yeah, man, that's just gonna about do it for this one. I'll see you on the next video. Till then, peace out. I'm about to take this Tylenol, this NyQuil, and this ginger ale, and I'm about to take my ass to bed. Hopefully I feel better. I don't know. All right, bye.